Let's get this shit going, baby.
You waiting for me?
Yeah.
Oh, 180. Why did you say hi? Oh my god. Oh my god, you're in the new cribbo.
I am in the new cribbo.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time coming, bro.
Yeah,
Oh.
sure.
Yep.
What's going on, everybody? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's going on?
It's been a minute. I know. Listen, the dog days of summer, we left y'all. I'm sorry. Listen, life throws you lemons. Gotta make lemonade.
Facts.
Kyle just got done moving in. I just got back from the Dominican Republic. And now we're ready.
We're ready.
As everybody returns, training camp on the horizon.
The Olympics next week.
Yeah, Olympics next week. We're ready. Now, y'all won't be able to get rid of us.
Facts.
So drop a like, subscribe. We'll be firing out content once again. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube, you follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Make sure you tap in there. For some reason, it's not letting us stream to either one. I don't know why. But whatever. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon hate us, I guess.
Yeah, bro. I have no idea what it could be.
I don't know. But YouTube gang, tap in.
Yep.
Comment, subscribe, like, all that.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be back. It's been like a month. Football's right around the corner, dude. We got the Olympics and USA basketball, and we actually have like a legit, like, redeem team-esque squad.
Yes.
So it's gonna be really fun watching men's basketball at like 5 o'clock in the morning when they're up like 30. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, just beating the shit out of Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. But we need to start off with football because that's our bread and butter. Always has been. Training camp. I believe first teams reported yesterday.
Yeah, there was a couple. I think Kansas City, Baltimore, San Francisco. I know a lot of the rookies. They reported.
Yeah, a lot of rookies reporting. I believe the Jets report tomorrow. I don't know about the Eagles.
The Eagles report next week.
Next week, okay. So y'all gonna be behind.
Y'all gonna get
slow. Y'all gonna start slow again? Is that it?
I hope not. But listen, if we can get some longer practices and pads, then I think we'd be all right. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm super excited, dude. Training camp is the unofficial mark of the beginning of the year. I mean, mini camps and shit are fun, and they're all OTAs are cool, but they're not training camp.
Yeah, like some of the coaches say, we're running around in PJs.
Yeah.
Once we throw the pads on, then it's for real.
Yeah, we're gonna get cuts, and we're gonna get undrafted guys, and we're gonna get training camp signings and things like that. And it's gonna be fun. So I'm curious to think about my team, your team, going into training camp. What are some things we're looking for? So you take the floor. Birds, what are some position groups you have a lot of thoughts about? What are specific players you really want to focus on? Because I have mine, but again, I want to hear from you first.
Well, really, there's a lot of different things that as Eagles fans we're looking at, and it's going to be exciting to see everything, kind of our questions get answered in training camp and as we get to the start of the season. But really for me, and having the month to kind of just let things marinate, cool down, and kind of just think about everything without the Eagle glasses. This defense, I think of immediately, we have a lot of young, unproven talent.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's a little bit scary. But we have talent.
Mhm.
So, really, for me, what I want to see, I want to see what the linebacker room looks like. Obviously, I think Devin White is the solid number one in that room. But then it gets weird because you have Zach Bond and N'Kobe Dean, who N'Kobe Dean we drafted in the third round to be that guy.
Yep.
Hasn't really worked out because of health, but hopefully he stays healthy. But Zach Bond is more of a like rotational situational pass rusher than like a drop back linebacker. Um, almost like Andrew Van Ginkel.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
really think of him as like a drop back guy, but Vic Fangio is like ranting and raving about him, talking about him getting starting reps. We'll see. I really don't know, and honestly, it scares me if he beats out N'Kobe Dean. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Like it should be N'Kobe Dean that like takes it, and Zach Bond is kind of that situational Andrew Van Ginkel type guy where he kind of comes in on like third downs or whatever, just kind of to be like the X factor in that sense. And I'm also worried about the run defense. We lost Fletcher Cox, and over the last 2 years, we also lost Javon Hargrave. Um, you know, I don't know if we're gonna have the same run defense. It's a little bit scary, and the linebackers go hand in hand with that. I mean, Jalen Carter is gonna be tremendous.
Yep.
Jordan Davis, hopefully he can make it through a whole season. And Milton Williams, he's great. He needs a bigger percentage of the snaps, and he's going to get it this year. So he's
Yep.
going to be probably the biggest X factor on that defensive line because I mean Jordan Davis's conditioning is tough, but Milton Williams can produce in the run and pass game. He does both very well. But outside of those guys, I don't know. We have a lot of young and unproven. Like
Yeah.
Moro Jomo, cool. He's shown flash, but he's a late round pick. Marlon T, he can't stay healthy. Like I really think we should get one more guy, but maybe it's just because we're gonna be based 3-4 that the interior lineman is really not gonna matter. But I don't know. Vic Fangio says we're going to be multiple. I truly believe we will be multiple. And if we're going to do these 4 and 5 man fronts, we're going to need bodies.
Yeah.
We got to get through the whole season. Like when you look at the times that the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, when we won it in 2017 and when we went in 2022, we had a tremendous rotation on that D line,
Yep.
especially in the interior. Like, I mean, we probably had 2 or 3 waves 2 years ago, with Fletch, Javon Hargrave, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, and then you had the old heads, Nick Dominic Sue and Linval Joseph. Like, bro, that's 3 whole waves right there. So I'm anxious to see what the front 7 looks like because that line of scrimmage has been a strength of ours. And I'm not so worried about the offensive line as I am with the defensive line, but that's been a strength of ours for a long time. And I don't know, bro. I'm kind of thinking it's not going to be as strong, but the secondary for sure will be. So that'll be very good. But that too, who's going to be corner number 2? Like,
Yep.
We have so many bodies that
like 4 corners.
Yeah, I mean, you have Slay on the one side, but then think James Bradbury. I mean, say what you want. He was an All-Pro 2 years ago.
Yep.
I still think he has something left if it's the right situation. Keely Ringo, who came on hot last year. Isaiah Rodgers, who's been a camp warrior, and everybody's been raving about him.
Yep.
And then Quinyon Mitchell. So that's 4 guys right there that could start.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention the nickel spot. I don't know, bro. That's going to be a very interesting battle.
Mhm.
I want to see Quinyon Mitchell on the field, but I think it's really going to come down to Ringo or Isaiah Rogers. Because Rogers
As
has
corner
said,
two.
what?
As corner two.
Yeah. Because
Mhm.
Rogers has said, like, he's more of an outside guy than a slot guy. Because we all said, oh, yeah, we're just going to throw Isaiah Rogers in the slot and it's going to be Quinyon Mitchell and Slay on the outside. He said, no, I'm an outside guy. So that makes things a little tough. You know, we kind of have a logjam there.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so, I
can
mean,
any of you are any of your corners big enough to sub in at safety here and there, like play a third safety if you know what I mean? If you're going
I
60
think,
Bs.
I
I'm
think,
just trying
you
to
know,
think about how to get these guys on the field.
yeah. We flirted with the idea of Keely Ringo at safety last year. It never happened, but Maddox could definitely play safety. What am I blanking on? Cooper DeJean, he can play safety. CJ Gardner Johnson, he's going to start, but he can play nickel and safety.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think we have many guys. I mean, once you start going down on the depth chart, there's guys that can do that, but I mean, they're backups.
Are you guys only going to run 2 linebackers?
Probably. I mean, they're going to consider the edge guys as linebackers, like Josh
Yeah.
Sweat, Nolan
3-4.
Smith, like Bryce Huff. They're going to be considered outside linebackers, kind of like how Hassan Reddick has been. We really know he's just an edge guy.
Yeah.
He's not an outside linebacker. He's an edge rusher. So yeah, I think they will. And some of those guys are actually going to drop in coverage. I mean, Bryce Huff can do it. Josh Sweat, not I don't think so.
I personally never liked
Smith, Bryce Huff and Nolan Smith can drop.
Yeah. I never liked Bryce Huff in those situations. I just think he's a tad he's very clunky
Yeah,
when he's out in open field.
that's how Josh Sweat is.
It's like when he's playing like he's playing a lot more reactionary when he's dropping into coverage than he is when he's pass rushing, and he does not look comfortable at all. You don't expect an edge rusher to be, but I just you know what I mean. I could see a lot of boneheaded mistakes happening on Bryce Huff if he drops.
Yeah. Back. Yeah, that's how Josh Sweat is. But Hassan Reddick was kind of like that too when he dropped in coverage. He looked really especially like the first couple of weeks of the 2022 season. I can remember vividly. Like Jonathan Gannon dropped him back a couple times, and he looked like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't really have any edge guys other than Jalix Hunt that can really drop.
Yep.
Drop. And Zach Bond, he can drop. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting on the defensive side of the ball for sure. We still have great talent, but a lot of important position groups are young, unproven talent that it's going to be very interesting to see how it all shapes on the football field. But I'm hopeful that with, veteran coordinator like Vic Fangio and the absolute talent in the position group coaches that we brought in this year, it's going to be a lot better than last year.
Yeah.
Are we going to be a top 10 defense? I don't know. We're going to be top half, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a lot better than it was last year. But the top 10, I don't know. It just depends on health and how fast these young guys are able to come along. Yeah. Offensively, I mean, do I really have to say much, bro?
let me say this, because there's a lot of really, really good offenses in football. You can pick who you want. You can make an argument for the Eagles to be 1 and the Eagles to be 8. You know what I mean? And you'd have to listen to the argument. Say Eagles have the number 5 offense next year. What number defense do they have to be, in your opinion, to be Super Bowl contenders? Like certified, they can win it all.
They're gonna have to be at least top 15. Probably better than that.
I would say if they're going to be number 5 offense, they need to be a top 10 defense. Number 10.
I believe they're going to be like top 3 offense, which is why I think top 15 is doable enough
that
they can be a Super Bowl contender. Because listen, let's be honest. The defense just has to hold up sometimes.
Yep.
Like, they don't have to be like 2022 shutting the world down. I would love that to be the case.
Yeah.
Depending on how everything shakes out, who knows if that's the case, but they should be better than last year. And that's really, like, the bar is just set so low that really any kind of improvement is a win for me.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't get much worse than 31st in every single category, or 32nd. You know what I mean? It'll be better.
Yeah.
And they got younger, they got faster, but the talent, they don't have a lot of proven commodities. I mean, Devin White, but he's also on a prove it deal, and I don't know, bro. It's going to be interesting for sure. I think the strength of the team is definitely going to be the secondary.
Yeah.
I think CJ Gardner-Johnson is going to step into a big leadership role over the season. He's got to stay healthy too. And Reed Blankenship, my boy, I know you don't like when I mention Ed Reed Blankenship, but bro is a dog.
Yep.
And he's going to continue to do his thing. I'm excited. I'm just, scared at the same time. Because I know what this team can be, but it's about them putting it together right now, like July, August, in this training camp. And who knows? Howie Roseman could add another guy. He's been notorious for at the end of training camp acquisitions, whether it be trade or free agent signings. Like, he's not done.
Yeah.
But we got to do something.
So
offensively, though, really quick.
Yeah.
I think we'll be straight. I think we'll be straight. I mean, you look, we're playing with an all-pro. We're playing with Madden Ultimate Team. Like, bro, Jalen Hurts. I got to go through Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Like, bro, come on, top 5 offensive line in football. They just have to get through the kinks of Kellen Moore's offense, and once they start rolling, they won't be able to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they should make a point of emphasis of getting Saquon involved early, just to get through all of the passing stuff that Jalen Hurts has to get used to. But that should take them about a month to really hit their stride, I think. But like, talent alone, they can win the first month.
Yeah, I agree.
Off of talent.
Yep. What's your first 4 games?
So it's Green Bay to start in Brazil, Falcons at home, and then we're on the road in Tampa and
in New Orleans.
Or New Orleans and then Tampa, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you get out of there, if your defense looks really good and your offense is starting to click and you come out of there 3-1, you're in a great spot. Even 2-2 is not that bad if there's an adjustment period on offense. Now, if it's like things you can't fix, kind of like your defense last year, then that's cause for concern. But I mean, if you're 2-2 coming out of basically 3 road games and a tough home game against the Falcons.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I worry about with our defense, particularly linebacker. Like, those guys that can go, sideline to sideline and cover. Like, we need pass coverage guys.
Yeah.
Like, TJ Edwards and Kaiser White were solid. Kaiser White was more of our coverage guy, and TJ Edwards was that run stuffer, sideline to sideline. He was see ball, get ball. Why we let him go to Chicago, I don't know. We totally could have paid him. But, that's what I worry about with our linebackers, just because, we don't have a lot of, top-end talent. I mean, Devin White's cool, but then after him, it's, a bunch of unproven.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Somebody's got to step up. So hopefully it's Nakobe Dean. Maybe it's Trot. You never know. Or Oren Burks. I don't know. It's got to be one of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, Trott's definitely gonna have like momentum coming into the year. You know what I mean? Thinking about your dad playing for the team, the entire fan base is behind you. Like he's really gonna have a boost to start.
Yeah.
Um, before
Needs
before
one,
we
though.
before we move over to the Jets, I have a question that I kind of want to pivot with. So thinking about at least my team and the new kickoff rules, it kind of looks like my team's going to be carrying 3, 4, 5 gadget guys on our roster that can work the special teams. Does that concern you that it's going to pull depth away from certain positions that you feel like you're going to need it? Because I'm looking at like my current chart right now, in like the above 56 player 53 right now, and I don't know what our direction is because I'm worried if we cut certain guys because we want to fill the special teams roles, like we're going to miss out on some serious talent. I think that we have. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's always the tough part.
Mm.
You know, I mean, you're gonna lose talent
Yeah.
in this, whether it's the new kickoff or not. Particularly about depth, I don't know. I think for you to be able to weather that storm, you got to have guys on the team that can do multiple things at once and
Yeah.
kind of be versatile. So I mean, luckily for the Eagles, I mean they have a couple guys that can be versatile, like play their position, but also go back there on the kickoff. Like Cooper DeJean, he can return kicks. Isaiah Rodgers can return kicks. To John Ross, if he makes our team, I mean, I could potentially be a strictly kickoff roster spot guy. Yeah, I mean, for a guy like Britton Covey that I'm a big fan of, he might be one of those guys on the outside looking in that kind of sucks. But I mean, if he's only the kick return guy, then you know, I mean, we're gonna need some wide receiver depth. So I mean, it is tough, but that's the harsh reality of the league.
I just think it's extra strange this year because like you're always going to miss out on a guy that was a camp warrior or something like that. I just feel like teams typically carry 2 guys that they can rely on for special teams, and then now it's going to be 4, 5, 6 guys, and it's going to take away, like, for example, Bryce Huff 2 years ago, or it would be 3 years ago now, was third on the depth chart at defensive end coming into training camp, and he was one of the last people making the spot. A guy like Bryce Huff could have missed off my roster because the Jets want to sign Tariq Cohen out of playing football 5 years ago to come in to help this new special teams. You know what I mean? Like those are the things I'm worried about. Like, I guess to get over to the Jets, so we draft
a real possibility.
Yeah, we draft 2 running backs, right? After drafting 1 last year, and we already have a young Breece Hall. So we have Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, Izzy Abanikanda on the roster. Not to mention Tariq Cohen. I don't see us cutting any of our top 4 because Braylon Allen's obviously going to be our 2. You need to carry a third running back, I feel.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be Abanikanda. But we drafted Isaiah Davis relatively high. We got him in the 4th round, and he's been talked about as a special teams guy. So that's 4 running backs that we're going to carry.
Do you really want to carry that many?
I think we're gonna. I don't want to. If it were me, I'd cut Abanikanda and trust Isaiah Davis in the run game, but I don't think we're going to do that because Abanikanda we just drafted last year. So I don't know. And then looking at my wide receivers, one of the biggest positions for me that I'm looking at going into training camp is my wide receiver 3, more specifically the slot.
Yeah.
Because we have all sorts of combinations we could go with. We could rock Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams. They're 100% going to be our 1 and 2. And then at slot, we have an option of Xavier Gibson, who's been really good, came on strong last year halfway through. I mean, there's only so much you can do as the number 3 with a bad quarterback. But it was very good, mistake-free football from a young player. We just drafted Malachi Corley in the top of the 3rd, who's a route demon. I really hope that he sees the field a lot. And then the other option we have too is Mike Williams becomes our 1, Jason Brownlee becomes our 2, and Garrett Wilson plays our slot.
Yeah. Yeah, you can move them all around.
Not
And
to
hey,
mention Alan Lazard still on the team for $12 million a year.
Yeah. And you know what?
Mhm.
I don't know if you've heard the rumors, but potentially add Devontae Adams into that mix too. And then possibilities are endless.
Yeah, but that's my thing. Like, at some point, there is too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what sense does it make the USA basketball team for Devin Booker to play 4 minutes a night? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'd almost rather go out and get Isaiah Hartenstein to play those 4 minutes because he's going to rebound, block shots, and do all that crazy shit. You know what I mean? He's not going to demand shots. But, like, that's my same thing here. It's just like we've got depth that they're going to want to keep on this team for the special teams, and I don't know where we cut out of. I mean, we could thin out our wide receiver room, but it's already kind of thin outside of the top 3. Malachi Corley's young. Alan Lazard sucks. Xavier Gibson's still a question mark. Like, and I don't want to lose out on O-line depth because of health with the old guys. And then our D-line, there's 4th stringers that I want to keep on my team.
Yeah.
Leonard Taylor III, we drafted in the 6th round out of Miami, was an all-ACC player in 2021, and he got hurt in 2022, drafted super low. There's potential there. He had 14.5 tackles for loss in 10 games. Like, there's opportunity there. Eric Watts has been arguably our best defender for OTAs and minicamp, and he's our 3rd string. Like, I don't know what to do because there's so many guys that we're going to want to keep for the special teams thing. I mean, Isaiah Davis is one. Malachi Corley might be one that we use for that, but we're going to keep him anyways. Malik Taylor. Who else did I have here? Quantez Stiggers, who we drafted out of CFL, who specifically for that.
Yeah, that's the tough part about, training camp and weaning down the roster is that you have these guys that you believe in have potential, but it's like I can't keep everybody.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that's what the practice squad comes into play, but there's only so many spots there too.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can relate because look at all the corner talent and depth that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably have like 10 to 12 guys that like I would like to keep.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously from Ringo and Rogers and Mitchell and those guys to guys like Eli Ricks and Josh Jobe and Zach McPherson. Like, I can't keep them all. So I'm going to lose guys, but that's the tough part about, waning it down to the 53-man roster is that you're going to lose guys like that, but hopefully you can get them back on the practice squad. If not, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think my starters are pretty much locked in for the most part.
I'd say so.
I mean, the only real question mark is my slot wide receiver. If it's me, I'm giving Malachi Corley the opportunity and keeping Xavier Gibson as a kick returner. We saw what he did in week 1 last year on September 11th. Yeah, we saw that. I'm cool if he's returning kicks. Give Malachi Corley as much opportunity to play with Aaron Rodgers as we can, because not only is that going to make Malachi Corley better, like for Aaron Rodgers, it's going to make him better having played with him when we get a new quarterback. So
right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that position's a question. And then like after that, it's like second string questions. Like who we want to what combo of safeties do we want to run? Because we have 3 starting safeties: Tony Adams, Chuck Clark, and Ashton Davis. Which ones do we want to start?
Yep.
And then my D line is just we're gonna have to do. We might carry 13 defensive line.
You might.
Tack McKinley is my 4th string. The end. Tack McKinley. First round pick.
Somebody's got to get the boot.
Yeah.
It's got to be somebody.
Yeah, I think it might end up being Tanzel Smart again, our D tackle. We'll keep Lucky Fotu. I think Bruce Hector will go. We might keep Leonard. I want to keep the young guys. Let the old dudes go. Our starters are young, but they're seasoned enough that like we have Hassan.
Also,
I'm
some older guys. Yeah,
yeah,
Hassan's in there.
like I'm interested to see if he shows up.
Yeah, bro. Listen, he's in Japan right now doing some cosplay. What is bro doing, bro?
I don't know, but I need him.
Yeah, you definitely do, bro. Listen, that Howie Roseman wasn't willing to give him the bag he wanted, and it put bro into his weeb era.
Yeah, it took a toll on his mental for
It
sure.
really did, bro. He said, "I gotta leave the country and cosplay." But yeah, you definitely need a guy like that. He'll be an impact player.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard anything about like what's up with his deal, or are they
Nothing.
still
Not a
not a
whisper.
thing?
No, I don't think there's been any movement. I think he's going to end up just playing the 1-year deal and betting on himself, which I kind of prefer.
Yeah.
I
mean, he is the kind of guy that is going to ultimately show up.
Yeah. I want a motivated contract year Hassan Reddick on my team this year. That's what I want.
You probably will get that.
That's what I want. I don't want I just got the bag Hassan Reddick. I don't want that.
I mean, it would have been nice for you guys to have a deal in place for when you traded for him, but yeah, I mean, again, it's a tough part about the business. And speaking of having a deal in place, Brandon Ayuk doesn't have a deal in place and requested a trade from the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
They have not discussed numbers since May.
Yeah.
Since May, bro. We're almost to August.
Yeah. Bro has been wilding. He's given me Antonio Brown, like Oakland Raiders vibes.
I wouldn't go that far.
Soon, I think. I don't necessarily mean like craziness. I just mean like the acting out, sort of. Like being all over social media, like they don't want me, bro. They don't like. That doesn't make me want to trade for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, feel how you want to feel, but keep that shit under wraps. Keep it off of social media. Why are you FaceTiming another quarterback talking about your situation and putting it out there on Instagram Live when you have a young quarterback on your team that's, that like doesn't really know how to handle that type of situation? Like, why are we doing that?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of depth-wise, I mean, who do you have outside of you?
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's the business part of the league.
Yeah.
He obviously deserves wide receiver 1 money.
Absolutely. He's just the odd man out here. Like everyone else is paid like top end money. They can't really afford it.
Yeah. So somebody's got to get the boot, and unfortunately it's him. And it's going to make them worse. Like considerably worse.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Debo is cool, but he really isn't the receiver, like the pure receiver that Ayuk is.
No, and they don't have like a pure receiver outside of Ayuk at all.
Yeah. Like Debo is like the tweener.
Mm-hmm.
He's good enough receiving, but he also can, take running back reps for whatever reason. But outside of him, I mean, Jawan Jennings is the answer. Ricky Purcell, who's on the PUP list.
Yeah. It's tough, dude. And like, I don't really know. Like, they'll get something back if they go to trade him. I just don't know what team's gonna want him and at what price. Like,
yeah. Well, I think Washington could potentially be a team that inquires about him. I mean, because number 1, they have the cap space, and number 2, his boy Jaden Daniels. I don't want to see that because then he comes to the NFC East. I got to play him twice a year, but that's potentially a place.
Terry McLaurin as a 2, God.
Yeah, bro. They get on AJ Brown, Devontae Smith level.
Yeah,
maybe not. I mean, they get a seat at that table, not on their level. Yeah. But yeah, bro, that could potentially be a spot.
Steelers have been rumored. That would be really good.
Yeah.
There's some teams out there though that like aren't really being discussed that could potentially do it. Like, I could see Arizona potentially reaching out. Get a vet in there. Like
Yeah.
there's some teams that I think stupid enough organizations that are willing to give a career long number 2 receiver, wide receiver 1 money.
The Colts.
Yeah. Yeah. But then now they just gave Michael Pittman number 1 money. So like that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
a lot of teams already have their number 1 locked up at 20 million or more.
Yeah.
The only team that's
Broncos.
paying 2 receivers top end money is the Dolphins, and they still have their quarterback to deal with.
And the Eagles. We're paying
true.
top
Yeah,
end money, but listen,
that's true.
Howie Roseman is a different breed.
Yeah. Y'all just are gonna owe $750 million in 1 year. It's like 10 years from now.
Listen, that's fine. Jeffrey Lurie can pay that.
Yeah, bro's gonna pay it all off
Cat
after
money.
a Super Bowl. He's gonna pay it all off after a Super Bowl check he gets.
That's how it goes, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be happy.
Mm.
I'll be happy.
Are there any spots you could see him going to? Like, could you see a T Higgins Brandon Ayuk swap? Could you see like? We don't ever see things like that, which is weird. I don't know why teams.
There was a rumor about a Devontae Adams, Ayuk swap with the Raiders, but
my thing with that is it doesn't do anything for the Niners because they're just gonna have to pay Devontae. So
yeah.
I can see the Chargers, dude.
Yeah,
nobody.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
They need a receiver. They have cap space. They have a little bit of cap space.
No.
Let's not forget that they may not have run up the bill like the Bills did, but they also had to cut bait with a lot of guys.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. But if it's a trade and they send it, because right now they could get Ayuk, because all of their like big cap hits are this year, and they pretty much go off the books next year because they cut them before the league, like for the league year this year.
yeah.
So they could bring in Ayuk at the end of his rookie deal, still probably afford him and then pay him next year if they wanted to.
Yeah,
or
just
even
work out an extension. Yeah,
and Brandon Ayuk in LA, he doesn't have to go far from where he's been. Like I could see that as a good spot to be. Justin Herbert and Brandon Ayuk, dude, that's a nice 1-2 punch.
That would be very fun for sure.
That'd be awesome to watch.
Yeah, that would definitely be fun.
Mm-hmm. But I just don't really see. There's really not that many spots he could go. I mean, Buffalo maybe if they had a way to do it.
Yeah.
But you're going to get rid of one disgruntled wide receiver to bring in another one, like
right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean it's tough. It is tough, bro. Plus they don't have their track record of holdouts and stuff like things like this because they had it happen with Debo and then I forget who else. It might have been Nick Bosa.
Robbie Gould
was. Yeah. They held them hostage and they ended up giving them the bag. So I think that's what the 49ers are thinking about doing here. But the problem is like
I don't know if they actually can. That's the
they
thing.
Do it? Yeah.
I don't know if they can. Because Nicky Bosa's record extension hasn't even kicked in yet.
It's going to kick in.
Yeah.
They're not going to have the money.
And they got to pay Brock. Like Brock is like say what you want.
Brock Purdy's going to get at least $45 million a year.
Yeah, and like we can say what we want about Brock, but it's warranted. Bro's been to a Super Bowl. Like it's like giving Jared Goff that money back in the day. You give him the money because he took you to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. He's going to get the bag. So you have to pay him. There is nothing left to go around, bro. You can't do it. They might just, they might go the T. Higgins route and they might just let him walk at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And let him just go to free agency.
Mm-hmm. At that point, you hope Ricky Pearsall going into year 2 and things like that work out.
Yeah.
Which they could, because Ricky Pearsall's a nice piece. But yeah, I think so too. If they didn't make the draft moves that they made this offseason, I think it would be a different conversation. But like Ricky Pearsall is a rookie right now, and he's getting pups right now. But like he's a nice receiver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
it's a good blocker.
Good blocker. Yep.
It's gonna be 30-year-old Christian McCaffrey getting run into the dirt.
Yeah, dude's gonna die slowly on the field. Dude, I am not picking up in many fantasy leagues. He's on the cover of Madden 25. He just got a bag, and he's like 30. Yeah, no thanks. I am not putting him on my fantasy team. I don't care.
Yeah, no.
He can give me 8 incredible weeks, and then he gets hurt. I'm good. It's not worth those 8 weeks.
It's like Nick Chubb.
I'm cool with getting Kyron Williams and James Cook this year. I'm good with that.
It's like Nick Chubb for you last year.
Yeah.
Gave you like 4 incredible weeks and then got hurt for the year.
Yeah. Bro, he's dead. Like, he's bench or squatting 650 pounds right now.
Again, bro. He's back.
That's insane. This is his second, like, crazy-ass injury like that he's had in his career. And bro's back and after 8 months.
Yeah, second career-threatening injury, and bro's casually squatting 650.
You think he can return to the top of the league?
There's a possibility.
I don't know if he's going to be able to compete with
potentially
CMC.
do it.
Oh yeah, but
if there's anybody that's going to do it, it is him.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I mean, this is career-threatening injury number 2.
Yeah,
and after number 2, there's not much left.
No.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there with him for sure.
Yeah, the Browns need him.
They do. Mm-hmm. They definitely do. And if they get a full season of Nick Chubb, they're going to be a good team.
Yeah. Do you think number 4 improves this year, or do you think we've seen the best of him at this point?
There's potential for him to, improve, but I don't know.
What if all the Browns just return to form this year? Dude, imagine like their team right now. Like, imagine them all in their prime. Deshaun
like
Watson,
like the Browns right now, but like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have been a Super Bowl contender 5 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
Except for Njoku, bro. He's the only one that we can keep current David Njoku.
Yeah, facts. Well, pre-burning his face off.
Yeah. Still went to the Pro Bowl, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, bro's motivated.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so speaking of training camp, getting into this year, I'd like to introduce a new segment.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's called Step by Step, and what we're going to do is we're going to rank all the NFL teams. This is my personal list, okay? It's going to go by tiers, okay? So we're going to have 7 teams on one tier, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 28 teams, and then there's 4 teams going to be left off the list, okay?
Okay.
Now, how these teams are ranked on their tier, it is not in order in any way. It's just those teams are in this tier. Think what you want of how they're ordered. It's not ordered in any specific way. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So let's get into it, all right? I'm very excited.
All right. Thank you for the disclaimer before I see you have like the Jaguars ahead of the Eagles or something.
Yeah.
Or I flip
It's just tiers. What I think they are right now going into training camp. This could change after week 1 quite a bit. I need to see them play. But this is where we're at. Okay, this is going to be a weekly thing during the season, okay? But going into training camp, going into the new year, this is where we're at, all right? So let's get over there. Oh, shit. There we go. So, in the basement, bottom of the stairs, okay?
In the cellar.
We have the 4 worst teams in football, in my opinion. The Panthers definitely improved this offseason. Not quite enough. I don't believe Bryce Young's a guy. The New York Giants are starting Daniel Jones in 2024/2025. They're going to be bad.
With Devin Singletary, may I add.
Yep. The
who
Patriots,
apparently, I don't know if you watched that Hard Knocks, but Joe Shane trying to justify letting Saquon walk for Devin Singletary was like the most hypocritical thing I've ever watched.
Yeah, especially when it's a difference of like $3 million a year.
Not even, bro. Their cap hits are like identical this year.
Yeah.
You should have just fucking kept the guy.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I don't know. I wonder if Saquon, I wonder if it's more political than that. Like if Saquon had more of a stranglehold on the organization per se. Like who knows? Maybe he's a big Daniel Jones fan and the Giants have wanted to move off of him and Saquon put his foot down. I don't know. Could be some shit like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean in that clip you did see the owner John Mara was kind of alluding like, hey, this is our team. Keep the guy. He didn't say it that way, but he was alluding to that. And Joe Shane didn't want to hear any of it. And literally the guys like in the war room were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, bro, he's 27 years old. Bro's about to fall off the cliff." Like,
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe behind the Giants O line last year, maybe. But
yeah, maybe not behind this one, bro. Not behind ours. I can tell you that.
And then to round out in the basement, 2 rookie quarterbacks that I'm not quite sure I believe in yet, in Bo Nix and Drake May. These 4 teams are in the bottom of the basement, bottom of the stairs. They will not be ranked. Okay.
Yeah. I will say though, like I know we dragged on the Giants a little bit, but defensively, I feel like they have enough talent to get themselves out of the basement.
Yep. I have to see him play, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if Daniel Jones is the quarterback, I'm not confident in them right now.
I
I'm
get
saying.
that. With that offense, I totally
And
understand.
now Devin
They're gonna have an
Singletary,
alright defense.
Devin Singletary is your best skill position player now. Wow.
Yeah. Him
Darren
and the
Waller
rookie
retires.
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. Darren Waller retires. It's wild.
Yeah.
So
All because he
anyways,
divorced Kelsey Plum. Tough.
Yeah. let's get down to the first step. All right. Step by step.
All right.
The young quarterbacks and Derek Carr tier. Okay. Washington, the number 2 pick in the draft, they signed a lot of players. I'm not sure any of them make them better because they're all just filler. I swear to God, they signed all these guys just to meet that level of salary cap hit. I'm not confident a lot of these guys are on the roster out of this year. Like you bring in Austin Eckler, like cool, like that's your. You know what I mean? They signed like 12 guys, and their premier guy is Austin Eckler after the year he just had. Like, no thanks.
Yeah. But they signed a lot of quality defensive guys, though. I mean, as much as you want to like shit on them for Austin Eckler, I get it. And Zach Ertz.
Yeah, like what are we trying to accomplish with those signings?
I mean, I like the Frankie Louvu pickup, Bobby Wagner. That's going to be a tough tandem right there. And
those
then
are nice.
I forget they signed some guys on the D line too.
Yeah.
Washington will be a team for sure. Depends on how Jaden Daniels looks, but they'll be a team that's frisky.
Yep. Keep in mind too, they could shoot up 2-3 tiers after week 1. They got a rookie quarterback and a team that they just pieced together. Okay, so that's where they sit. Another rookie quarterback. I thought about putting the Vikings higher. Reason I didn't is because probably the quarterback I'm least sure about that was drafted in the first round, JJ McCarthy. He's a winner. I don't know I never saw a single like scouting report that said he was a first round pick at all. He doesn't really have much arm talent. He kind of reminds me a lot of Brock Purdy year 1.
Yeah.
Like not much to go off of talent. I definitely think Brock improved as a thrower in year 2, but like just coming in and winning, you're not going to do that. I don't think with this Vikings roster, especially with Jordan Addison, getting a DUI and then having a nice cocktail 2 days later on his Instagram Live. That's not a good look. Yeah. They have some weapons, dude. Like there was a lot that wanted me to put them higher. I couldn't because I have no faith in JJ McCarthy yet. So they stay here.
The quarterback situation is definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But other than that, they have some talent.
Yep.
I mean, we'll see if Jordan Addison gets out of prison.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, you still got Jefferson. Aaron Jones is there. Hawkinson's still there. The offense is all right, and the defense is okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Vikings, bottom tier.
Yeah.
Another young quarterback, good, solid roster, Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson only played like 4 games, so I'm not really going to read too much into like what we saw last year. Dude's a freak athlete. This team can absolutely jump up in the tiers.
I agree.
I just think
if any of the teams were going to jump up, if it's not Washington, it's definitely going to be Indianapolis, depending on how AR-15 looks.
Yeah. I just, right now, I couldn't put them any higher because I think there are teams that are better than them, and I couldn't really justify them being above anybody else. So,
yeah.
Titans, this team, I personally think could jump the farthest out of all these teams. If Will Levis is a guy, think about that wide
The
receiver.
mailman.
Think about that wide receiver room, and like that is gross. And then Tony Pollard back there as your running back one is pretty good.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard's a good runner. You have D Hop, you have Calvin Ridley. They signed another wide receiver that I'm forgetting.
Yeah. I don't know. They signed a lot of like random guys. They just signed Jamal Adams last week.
Yeah, like they're just stacking talent. But
who
like,
knows if they're building a culture, but they are definitely
they
bringing in
signed
talent.
Calvin Ridley. They have Traylon Burks is still there. DeAndre Hopkins and Tyler Boyd. So like,
Tyler
their wide
Boyd.
receiver room is gross.
That's-
I
yeah.
like Chigozime Okonkwo at tight end. He's solid. Like they've got some guys if Will Levis can sling it. This team probably could have been in the basement. I just think out of the 5 teams, including the Titans, they have the highest upside. So
Yeah,
I put them on this bottom tier. Yep. Buccaneers, they didn't really improve at all this offseason. They didn't get any worse, really. They signed Baker back, which is great continuity. I don't know if I believe in them this year as much as I did last year. I feel like they overachieved quite a bit. So they sit down on this tier for me.
Only
again,
thing kind of working in their favor is the fact that they're in a weak division.
Absolutely. Yep. But as you can see, they're right next to another team in the same division.
Yeah.
The Raiders, they probably could be higher. The Devontae Adams rumors are really weird to me, and especially after seeing receiver. I don't know if you've watched it, but Devontae Adams basically said multiple times during multiple games that I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I did see that clip.
Yeah, and with all the rumors going on, swirling with the Jets and all that, could that happen? Yeah. Will it? I don't know, but still, if you're in the media for anything other than, saving a baby from a burning building, it's usually bad news. So I don't have much confidence in them. Plus, your choices are Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. I don't know really where to put that. So they stay on this tier for me. And then sort of the same boat as the Bucs with the Saints. Derek Carr just doesn't move the needle. We had high expectations for them last year. They didn't really get any better this year. Chris Olave, I don't feel like took a jump in year 2 last year, like at all.
Yeah. I mean, not as big as we thought he was going to, but
yeah, like he didn't jump like Garrett Wilson did.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of concerning. Michael Thomas is another year older. Alvin Kamara is starting to fall off the planet. Fun fact, Alvin Kamara has never rushed for 1,000 yards. Yeah. But, yeah, this team, I don't have a lot of faith in. Dennis Allen's still their coach, so as long as they have him, they have a ceiling. So, that's the young quarterbacks in Carr tier. Okay?
Cool.
Let's keep her moving. Okay? Next tier, this is the have we seen the best tier. Okay? Have we seen the best of Josh Allen when he was under Brian Daboll? They lose Stephon Diggs this offseason. They brought back some guys, I guess. They lose Gabe Davis too. Their entire secondary is depleted. But don't worry, they signed Levi Wallace.
And Taylor Rapp.
So that's good. Matt Milano's coming back. That's cool. He's a superstar when he's on the field, but a linebacker with an ACL. He's a heavy guy. I don't know how I feel about it. So yeah, have we seen the best of Josh Allen when it was under Brian Daboll? Same thing with number 4 out of Cleveland. Have we seen the best of him with Houston? I think that one's more for sure than Josh Allen.
Yeah, especially taking into account that he was out for an entire year.
Yep.
Probably. But he has the potential to come back maybe to some form.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. And as long as number 4 is not improving or getting close back to his best, I don't believe in the Browns. So,
yeah.
Unless he pulls off some, like, I don't know, Joe Flacco type run where he's average and Nick Chubb and that defense carries him, which I don't really know how I feel about that, especially in the AFC. But
loaded.
So, yep. Again, same thing with Kirk Cousins. He's coming off of an Achilles. He's 38, I believe, or 36, 37.
Somewhere
Just
in-
got an absolute huge bag, but he's got a first round pick breathing down his neck. That's not really good for business, if you ask me. If they can
No.
if they can coexist, then it's excellent. But if it becomes like a Rodgers Favre type scenario, that could be a little bit of an issue, especially since neither of those guys have the talent of them. So I could
Yeah.
see some issues there. The Falcons could move up. I don't know what I'm getting out of Kirk yet, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kyle Pitts is ever going to be the guy that we thought he was going to be out of college. So
Yeah, him and Drake London.
yeah, Drake
But
London
with a
didn't
guy
take a
with a
jump
guy
either.
like Kirk Cousins who can get you the ball. I mean, you think about like Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
He's not an NFL quarterback.
No.
So yeah, these guys aren't going to get the football. So if
Yep.
Kirk Cousins returns to maybe like 75% and at
Yeah.
least can get these guys the ball, maybe it
Yeah.
turns around for him. But yeah, I mean,
Here's my thing though. Even if we get a 75% Kirk Cousins, do you see them any higher than his tier anyways? I don't.
yeah, true.
So that's sort of what I'm getting at. If he's not back to 100%, I don't really see them doing anything.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll just be the
they'll
beef
be
on
better.
the-
Yeah, they'll be better, but because they have new coaching.
Yeah.
And vet leadership. Seahawks, have we seen the best of Geno Smith just 2 years ago when he had a solid year? Last year they fell off a little bit. That division's getting harder with Kyler Murray being healthy. They're adding weapons. The Rams to me are a sleeper Super Bowl pick. And then the Niners, of course, are going to be great.
Yeah.
So there's a chance they end up fourth in the division. I'm dead serious. So
Could be.
we'll see. Have we seen the best of him? I don't know.
You'd like to believe that we have.
Yeah.
They have Sam Howell in the cut though.
Yeah,
if
they
that's
do.
the case.
That's facts. The Jaguars, how much has Trevor Lawrence improved since year 2?
Really, honestly, not that much.
No, I mean you're obviously going to get a little bit better than you were as a rookie, but I just don't feel like he's gotten that much better. Maybe it's injuries, maybe it's roster construction, who knows? Maybe it's coaching, but I don't know how much better he's going to get, but you'd think he would because he's like the typical quarterback, 6'6",
Yeah.
big arm, can move. Like he's your stereotypical quarterback if you're building one from scratch. But there's no improvement. The turnovers aren't slowing down. So I have some concerns with the Jags this year for sure. And they lost Calvin Ridley. So
Yeah. I mean, they brought in some guys, but not on Calvin Ridley level, unless
No.
Brian Thomas becomes a guy.
I definitely think he could. I'm a huge believer in Brian Thomas. I think he's the number 4 receiver in this class.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where the Jags sit for me. And then Arizona, I thought about having them lower, but I don't think we've ever really seen a bad Kyler Murray. You know what I mean? We've seen
For a full season,
yeah.
no, but we've
Yeah.
seen bad stretches.
We've seen bad stretches for sure. I just think with the weapon combo that they have now with Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison, that's a nice 1-2 piece.
Yep.
James Conner still running well, and they have depth at running back too. And they've made some moves on defense in the draft and in free agency that I really like. This team's not going to be a pushover anymore. And they've bought in the Jonathan Gannon. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, maybe that's a mistake, maybe it's not, but
Yeah.
I can definitely see this team being a lot better than we predict. Like they could double their wins.
Yeah. Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
How many did they win last year? 3?
I think
Yeah, they could
4.
win 6 games.
Yeah, no, yeah,
They
but
could
like
win a-
still,
we
it's
win
still
a solid
doubling.
6. I'll give
It's
you
still
that.
doubling their win total. At least I'm pretty sure it was what 3-14, something like that.
I think so.
I don't know. It doesn't say. I'm looking on fucking ESPN, but yeah, that's my. Have we seen the best here?
Okay.
The shopping cart wheel. Okay. Your shopping cart moves smoothly. You know what I mean? But every once in a while, you grab that one cart with that one wheel that just doesn't quite work.
Yep.
That's these 5 teams. They just have one big glaring issue. Just like that shopping cart you grab at Walmart, that one wheel
Has
is
that
missing
one
the
wheel.
rubber or it's doing the infinite whirl. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I
just
mean?
it's not sticking to the ground. It's just
Yeah. Yeah, there's just, you got problems.
or it's
So-
just stuck. Won't spin.
Yeah. So with these teams, for the Dolphins, for me, it's Tua's health, number one, and his contract situation. As much as that's not a roster hole, that could play a huge impact on how the season goes.
Yeah. I'll do you one better. I think the defense could be
Yeah.
that shopping cart wheel.
I think so too. The addition of Christian Wilkins is huge.
The loss of Christian Wilkins. They lost him to
Yeah,
the Raiders.
fuck. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, you lose him, you lose your DC and Vic Fangio, who
Xavier
he
Howard
had them
gone.
playing like a top 10 defense.
Absolutely. Yep. Mhm.
There has to be some kind of a drop off there, so
yeah,
that could potentially be an issue that pops up in the year that they're just getting gashed.
Yeah. Yeah. With the Packers, for me, it's not really a hole. It's just a big question mark. They made a pretty good run last year, and they're extremely young on offense. I don't know how that bodes well for them this year. Like, who's going to make the jump? Like, they have a log jam at wide receiver of just young guys that aren't quite ones yet. That's going to take a lot of adjusting. Maybe they figure it out in training camp, but I don't know if you can with that amount of depth and that amount of talent at wide receiver. But I do think that the youth could be an issue, especially on defense. They've lost some veteran leadership. So,
yep.
Youth is definitely the thing for me. Really good team, has potential, but youth. The Chargers, that's obvious. They have no good wide receivers. Quentin Johnston could be coming into year 2. Who knows? He's automatically going to get moved from like the number 3 or 4 spot to the 1. Like, yep. I don't know how that is going to work. But glaring hole wide receiver. That's why we talked about Brandon
for
Ayuk.
Sure.
Yep.
Plus, he wasn't really that great last year either.
Yeah.
In his role.
No. So, who knows what's going to happen there? The Steelers, it's the obvious quarterback issue. When are we going to Justin Fields? Are we going to go to Justin Fields? Is Russell Wilson going to be good enough? Is Justin Fields good enough to even warrant a bad Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
In a perfect
and
world,
wide receiver.
That too, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you look in George Pickens is definitely going to be a guy, but outside of him, I mean, who do you got?
I don't really worry as much about that with the Steelers because they have a habit of just developing wide receivers, even if they don't become ones or anything.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you had Deontay Johnson last year.
Yeah.
Alongside of him, which was a nice, it wasn't the best, but it was nice. But I mean, who's going to step up?
Yeah.
Next to Pickens.
Yeah, we'll see. Question. But yeah, I just in a perfect world, this quarterback situation is great for the Steelers. Russell Wilson gets a little bit back to form, and Justin Fields learns behind a Hall of Fame quarterback. Worst case scenario is they both still suck.
Yeah. So and Justin Fields returns kicks.
Yeah. So yeah, Steelers shopping cart wheel.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe he can get some run at wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Achilles heel for the Bears, dude, has nothing to do with their roster. I think it's their hype. Yeah. They've got a lot of pressure on them to win 10, 11 games. For what reason, I don't know. Obviously, Caleb Williams is one of the best prospects we've had since Andrew Luck. But he's still a rookie quarterback. We have to remember that. I feel like there's going to be a lot of eyes on him, especially because he's a little flaky. He's not quite your manly man that a lot of people like out of their quarterback. He's a different cat. And I feel like that's going to rub weird with the media. There's going to be a lot of narratives pushed. I think that could be their shopping cart wheel.
Yeah, that could be. And really his kind of learning curve, because they're going to go as he goes.
Yeah. In a perfect world, they start hot and never look back.
Yeah. I mean, you think you drop any competent quarterback into a roster like this, they're going to compete for the division at the very least, if not make a run in the postseason. So it really does fall on Caleb Williams to, pick it up quick and produce, which he's just signed his deal today or yesterday.
He will be at camp with the rest of the rookies tomorrow.
Yep.
Or today.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. But yeah, that's the shopping cart wheel tier.
Okay.
Let's see what else we got here. Next tier, elite or not elite.
Okay. Okay.
All these teams, any given Sunday, can beat any team in football handedly. We've seen it
Yeah.
all from every team here. The question is their quarterback elite or not?
Yeah.
When it comes to Lamar, last year he won an MVP, right? Number 2 MVP, I believe.
Yep.
And it was a really good year. Their wide receiver room got butchered again. So he's sort of back to square one. Zay Flowers, to me, best case scenario next year is maybe a top 25 wide receiver.
Yeah.
And
Outside of him, I mean,
that's all you have other than
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad Bateman's cool, but
Yeah,
you
right?
need more than that. They're
Yes.
probably they're banking on Mark Andrews, making a return. Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
They lost guys on the offensive line too. Their offense got gutted, but they
Yeah.
brought in Derrick Henry, so
They did.
all is forgiven.
Yeah. So we're really gonna know here. Like, I don't know how long we can keep going along with the whole Lamar is, a top 3 quarterback thing, because we've seen a lot of these quarterbacks compete with not much at receiver.
Yep.
Even if that's not to say that they're, winning a Super Bowl with any bad receivers. You obviously need help, but like,
Right.
when is his passing ability going to overcome something? You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's my issue with the Ravens. With the Rams, Matthew Stafford's getting old and he's not really healthy as often. They have really big aspirations. I think they have a chance to be the number 1 offense in football.
Yeah.
I love Kyren Williams. I think their 1-2 punch with Cooper Kupp coming back after a full offseason of training and getting back from injury, and Puka Nacua, who just broke records as a rookie. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot that can happen here for them. It's just, is Matt Stafford getting older and being less healthy? Is that going to affect them much this year? Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, we saw the 2 games that he was out last year. I mean, they were a completely different team. So, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But they definitely have a shot at being a top team in the NFC.
Absolutely.
A lot of people aren't talking about them either.
They're not. I think they
crazy.
could be I think they could be the 1 seed with the number 1 offense in football.
That's a little bit of a stretch. A 1 seed, I don't know.
And their only competition that's like certified number 1 seed contender is the Eagles.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't think the Niners are going to be able to keep this run going. I mean, it's been 6 years of like competing for the 1 and 2 seeds. Eventually that's going to fall off.
Yeah.
Especially if they lose Ayuk this year and Christian McCaffrey's on the Madden 25 cover, bro. I'm telling you, it's just not looking good.
Yeah. I feel you.
But no, that's my issue with the Rams. Cowboys, obvious reasons. Can Dak perform in the playoffs? We believe the answer is no. But if he gets the right path to the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like
what Dak needs? He just needs to get out of the second round.
Yeah.
That's what he needs.
We would look so much more. He doesn't have to win a Super Bowl. He doesn't have to get to the Super Bowl. He would look so much more different if he like put the game on his shoulders in the divisional round and won his team a game. Like, that's all he's got to do. And he's only got to do it once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
the problem is he can't do it.
I know.
There's just something in him that he just can't do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've never seen and like that divisional game that they had 2 years ago when the defense held San Francisco to what was it, like 17, 19 points, something like that.
Yeah.
I've never seen the amount of opportunities that a quarterback has to just fumble the bag every time.
Mm-hmm. And like, he has played great in playoff games, but he's just been like outdueled. Like, you think back to his rookie year against the Packers, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe that one.
He was really, really good. And just barely got beat by Aaron Rodgers and Jared Cook.
Well, like, yeah. But
now obviously that's a time ago. But like, you get my point. He's done it before.
About 2 administrations ago, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely. But he's done it before. That's my thing. Like, I've seen Dak Prescott be the best player on a football field. Not in the
regular
postseason.
season.
In the regular season. I've seen it, and I've seen it for weeks, stretches. Like stretches of like a month, and I've seen it. It's just, is he a leader?
Something about when he gets to the playoffs, it's just like the clock strikes midnight, and he inevitably turns into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
That's something he has to get over. I mean, he's 30. So he's getting up there. I mean, he's still in his prime, but I mean,
and we've seen guys hit their prime in their 30s. We've seen it,
but it's still. I mean, listen, especially with this Dallas team, for him, I think the time is running out.
Yeah, they need to they need to stack that offense more. They need need a running back. They need more. They need receivers.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with that is like they didn't do nothing. They didn't do anything to help him, bro.
And like that's not on Dak. Like
no, I mean it's not. No, it's not on Dak. It's on Jerry and Stephen Jones. But they didn't do anything to help him out.
No,
and it's going to come to fruition this year. I'm telling you, they're going to take a little bit of a step back, and
it's a damn shame because he's coming off the best year of his career. Like it was a great quarterback football year for him.
Yeah,
it was great.
I mean, once you got to the playoffs,
but like you get my point.
Like, how do you get blown out by Green Bay, bro?
Yeah, but you get my point of like the overall momentum of last year. Like, and they didn't do anything to improve, and it's just like fuck.
Not doing any favors. Yeah, and he's not going to budge either because you think of those teams that they have their great quarterback like the Brady's and the Mahomeses. These guys take less so they can surround the whole team with more. Dak Prescott is on record saying he can't feed his family with less than $30 million. So,
and to be honest,
that was 5 years ago.
And here's the thing: I don't blame him. Get your money, get as much as you can out of it. Like I mean, you don't have to take less to win a Super Bowl. You don't have to.
But typically, that's how teams are able to win Super Bowls is by surrounding them with more talent. But you know what you need to surround your team with better talent? You need cap space.
He also is the quarterback, I think, that deals with the most bullshit in his organization in the league.
I mean, the Cowboys organization as a whole is a ring of bullshit.
Yeah, so I don't blame him for scrapping for every dollar that he can get out of those motherfuckers. Like, think about how great he is at the mic and, like, weathering the storm of Jerry Jones. Like, he's elite at that. I'm taking all the money. Jerry Jones, you know what I mean?
Listen, all I'm going to say is, bro, I hope Jerry Jones lives to be 196. So that the Cowboys can just continue to do this forever and ever, bro.
Yeah.
I need my grandkids to experience this.
Yeah. Moving on, Cincinnati Bengals, elite or not elite. When are we going to start having conversations about Joe Burrow can't stay healthy, and is that worth what he's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the upside when he is healthy.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. We saw it in 2021. But other than that, I mean, he has not been able to stay healthy.
No.
He tore his ACL his rookie year. He was out all last year with the thumb thing. In 2022.
He was hurt. Yep.
He was banged up a little bit too. So, I mean, yeah. And they're getting to the point where rubber's got to meet the road. T. Higgins isn't going to be there next year.
Tyler Boyd's already gone. Like, you don't have much help outside of Jamar Chase. So, like, does he regress?
Joe Mixon's gone too.
And dude, I don't know if you've read anything about this like shoulder surgery he's had or whatever surgery it is.
Burrow?
Yeah. I don't know if you've read anything on it, but like, it's like there's a chance he's like a legitimate chance that he's like never the same. Like he said he was doing. Let me Google this real quick, just because
find that would, you know, for something like that to happen would be the ultimate Cincinnati Bengal thing ever.
Yeah, like
you have one of the most polarizing college quarterbacks in our recent history. Just for him to become injury prone after he takes you guys to a Super Bowl and you were this close to winning.
Yep.
Oh man.
That's right. It's his wrist. It was a surgery that basically gets rid of certain like movement. New details emerge about Joe Burrow's
It's
injury.
crazy with the Bengals though, like how much they get the benefit of the doubt, kind of like Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got to start, they're gonna have to start taking accountability for the shortcomings that
Yeah.
they've had over the last few years. I mean, they made it to one Super Bowl, cool. Outside of that, I mean,
Yeah.
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 I mean,
So
they're a good team, but
he tore the main ligament that runs up through the center of your wrist, and the surgery that he has. 75% of the time, you only reach 80% movement. And that's his throwing hand.
oh,
So there's a
wow.
chance that he just can't sling it like he could anymore. And it's not through his fault. It's just what happened. I remember reading that a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my God, there's a chance that Joe Burrow's not the same.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a real question.
Concern. Yeah.
Yeah. And for a mobile-ish guy with a torn ACL and like a potential serious wrist issue, like imagine, like think about how much force goes into the flick when they throw.
Yeah.
It's not even just so much gripping the football; it's that flick and the snap of the wrist. Like I don't know, we don't know what he's going to look like. I hope he is elite Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
but there's a chance he's not. So
yeah, I mean, you like you said, you'd hope that he is the same guy.
Yeah,
but if you're taking a chance on only having 75% strength, bro, he's going to start to become Mr. Dink and Dunk.
Not even that. Like, there's a chance he may not be able to throw. He may not be worth having out on the field. Like, that's how severe this surgery is. So, who knows?
Yeah.
But anyways, that's
listen,
my
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Listen, they're like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object in like injuries and stuff like that. Something's got to give.
Yep, absolutely.
So
all right, let's keep her moving. The on paper tier. The on paper tier. On paper, you can make an argument that these are the top 3 rosters in football. Yeah. On paper. We still have a lot that we need to see from the Eagles. A lot of moving parts in that defense. How Saquon going to fit? Jason Kelce retires. You guys have a lot of moving parts, plus 2 new coordinators.
Yeah. I think
a lot to figure out. And you're starting training camp late.
Short amount of time. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this shakes out. I'm less concerned about the offense than I am with the defense, just because of the talent that we have on offense. And then we add Saquon Barkley. Like, bro, like on paper, we're playing with, like I said, we're playing with freaking Madden Ultimate Team on offense.
Yep.
We did lose Jason Kelce, but Cam Jurgens, I think if he's like 50% of what Jason Kelce was, he's going to be a Pro Bowler. So I think he's going to slot in very well. The right guard might be a question. So, I mean, depending on if Tyler Steen or Mekhi Becton are the guys. We'll see how that goes. But offensively, it's just really going to be a matter of them working out the kinks with the new offense. But I really do think like you're going to see like Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown moving all over the field. And Dallas Goedert should get more run because Kellen Moore loves to incorporate tight ends. So that'll be great. But defensively, yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, we got a lot of young and unproven guys. I have concerns about depth in the interior and the front 7, just how that's all going to shake out. But I mean, Vic Fangio, he's an experienced guy. He literally built the scheme that we're running. So if there's anybody that's going to get the most out of this defense, it is him. The only thing that I am concerned about with him, though, is like when his defenses are good, they are like top 10.
Yeah.
If they're bad, they are bottom 10. There is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
He's either hit or miss. I'm hoping he hits.
Yep.
But we'll see. We got a lot of young talent, though. We rebuilt the secondary. It's a lot that we're just gonna have to. They're just gonna have to show us.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
I think they will. I think they will. But yeah,
they would be higher if there was if it wasn't even for the coordinator thing. I'd be okay with it because a lot of teams have a lot of roster pieces getting moved, but the swapping of the coordinators plus all the movement with roster is just I can't put them higher yet.
Yeah. The only thing that like makes me feel a little bit better is just the fact that like we've moved both coordinators on both sides of the ball, but they have experience, and the positional coaches, especially on defense, they also have a lot of experience. So the learning curve might not be as bad as we think.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, the idea of, we lost both coordinators, now brand new coordinators. Defensively, we're still running the same scheme. He's just tweaking it. But offensively, it's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys have experience, and offensively, we have the talent to balance the learning curve, I think. So, it might just turn out to be okay. And then once they start rolling, like I said, you're not going to stop it. Once they start, it's a wrap for the league.
Yeah. Lions, I have them here because, like, on paper, they've, again, one of the top 3 rosters in football. You can make the argument. It's just questions with Jared Goff, man. Jared Goff had a great year last year. It's just, are we still sure that he can make a run? Because arguably, the Lions could be the 1 seed and be representing the NFC next year in the Super Bowl. And I don't think either of us would be surprised. Yeah. So it's just
honestly though, listen.
The Jared Goff thoughts are
I see where this is going, and the Jets are in that next tier. I would honestly switch them with the Lions because I honestly think the Lions don't have as many questions as people think. I mean, they got better, and they still, they have their young guys, and it's another year for, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta and stuff. But they made moves on defense.
Yeah.
And, I like what they did in the draft. I don't, and they retain their coordinators too. I mean, Ben Johnson's still there. Aaron Glenn's still there. Like, they don't have as many question marks as people think, and they should probably be considered as the top team in the NFC right now.
When we get up to the next tier, I'll explain my reasoning for having the Jets so high.
Yeah, I just think
it's not even so much about trying to put the Jets high. It's just like there's a reason why I put the Eagles and the Lions this far down. So I'll explain it. And then Houston, on paper, they've gotten so much better. They brought in Joe Mixon. They brought in Stephon Diggs. They've added pieces on defense. C.J. Stroud going in the number 2. My question again is how much of it was lightning in a bottle last year and how much of it is raw talent between DeMeco Ryans and C.J. Stroud?
Right.
It's only going to take 1 game to convince me, probably. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
I just need to see it after an extended period of time of not playing football. That's it, really. So, that's why they're here and not a tier up. Okay. So that's the on paper tier.
Okay.
Next tier, the season opener tier.
So is this gonna wait? Are you gonna change the title of that season opener? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the title of everything.
This is just for the memes.
Yeah, this is just for the memes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like when this is all mixed around, I'm gonna find another name that fits for all of them.
Okay.
So, but no, season opener. I'll start with the Niners. Runner-ups in the NFC in the Super Bowl last year. They represented the NFC. They honestly didn't really get that much worse. If Brandon Ayuk stays there, they could very well win the NFC. I don't think any of us would bat an eye again because they still have everybody locked down. As long as they're healthy, you know what I mean? They could still very well be that team. It's just there's some things that need to be ironed out. But
yeah, plus they didn't really bring in anybody substantial either. So
they didn't. But why do they really need to when they were in the Super Bowl last year and close to winning it?
Yeah, but like you say, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse.
I agree. I just think
the two NFC teams under them, in the Eagles and the Lions, I think did things to close the gap. But
they have. I did like the Niners draft though.
Yeah,
so I put them there.
Yeah.
And again, this could change after week 1. So the Niners are there. I also have the Jets here. Reason being, I put them over a team like the Lions. So we're all banking on Aaron Rodgers somewhat returning to form, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The additions on our team, Tyron Smith is second best left tackle in football, probably when healthy.
Yeah, he's also like 40.
Yeah, when healthy, so's Trent Williams, and he's the number 1 best tackle in football. So, so Tyron Smith there at left tackle, Morgan Moses at right tackle is one of the top in the league, especially in the run. Our interior, if Elijah Vera Tucker doesn't fucking tear his ACL for the 3rd time this year, he's going to be really, really good. Joe Tippmann is the future at center in the NFL. And then Josh Simpson's a nice piece that we picked up from the Ravens. We picked up 2 of the top run offensive linemen from the best running team last year. So we're going to be really good. Breece Hall is going to run all over the floor. I have them above the Lions right now because I think the rosters are all comparable between these 5 teams. I have more faith in Aaron Rodgers than any of those other 3 quarterbacks. If push came to shove and I need a drive from these 5, I'm taking Rodgers. CJ Stroud probably will overtake him at some point.
That's a choice. And Jalen Hurts is also a good choice too.
Yeah,
but
they had way more turnover than the Jets did. That's my thing too.
My thing about the Jets is like, I feel like the question marks are more glaring in the sense of like their impact, like Aaron Rodgers, like, right? We're banking on Aaron Rodgers. What if he's not Aaron Rodgers?
Here's my thing though too, and you'll probably agree with this.
I believe that he's going to come back to form, but
we're only really talking about it and are so concerned about it because it's Aaron Rodgers and because it's New York. Kirk Cousins is literally going through the exact same thing right now, and no one's batting a fucking eye at what's going on in Atlanta. So,
yeah, but the Falcons aren't as good as
they're not. Jets. But it's the whole point of it's Aaron Rodgers, controversial Aaron Rodgers in New York. So everything's in a magnifying glass. Everything's bigger. All the question marks. It's not just one; it's 3 in a row. So that's my thing.
I'm not saying that we don't believe this, but I mean, like we've said the same questions about Kirk Cousins, right?
We have, we have.
Maybe we're also the mainstream media is, the ones that are not batting an eye at Kirk Cousins coming off of kind of the same thing. But I mean, Kirk Cousins in the same scenario.
Game. It's all political game. No one wants to talk shit on the family man, country boy, dad bod guy down in Atlanta, but.
No one talk about the guy that almost ran for president.
Yeah, everyone wants to talk shit about the politically focused, ayahuasca smoking quarterback that plays in New York. So, like,
the most polarizing figure.
Has Aaron Rodgers earned the polarization? Absolutely,
he sure has.
But like, there's some false narrative to it.
I mean, and this is the only reason why.
Yeah,
I would say Detroit. I'd put them, I'd swap them in the Jets. That question alone is a big question. That and the health of your team overall. Because
absolutely,
I mean, let's be honest. Some of the guys in critical spots are older.
Yep.
Like all your offensive line. Some of the guys like Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses. Like these are older guys. Hassan Reddick is older. CJ Mosley, he's older as well.
Yeah.
On defense. But I mean,
I just try hard to not bake injuries in too much. Main reason because it's a new season.
Yeah, I mean, and the only reason why, like,
and Rodgers
I don't have as many questions like that about Detroit.
Yeah.
Really, it's just like, can they do it again? But it's not really a question of like, are they good enough?
Yeah,
do and I'm not. They have enough, and the Jets do too. But like, their best player, their quarterback, is coming off of like a historic injury with a historic surgery that only a guy like Cam Akers has gotten, and he's not the same guy now that he used to be.
Well, he was never good.
Yeah, but I mean, now he's like not even NFL worthy.
Well, Kirk Cousins got the same surgery, so we'll see how that goes too.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really the only reason why I'd switch the two, because I just feel like Detroit. Yep. We have the questions about the Eagles. We have the questions about Houston. I don't feel like there's as much question about the Lions, just because a lot of what they had last year stayed the same in terms of their core. Obviously, they got better and added things, but like their core group of coaches, players, we're all there.
Yeah.
So
I don't
It's like,
I don't hate that at all. If I had to switch them, it would be with the Lions, and I would just
Yeah.
rename that top tier title game, and then just have this one stay as on paper.
yeah.
And then to finish it off, of course, the undeniable first repeating
First repeat.
Yeah. the Kansas City Chiefs.
Are you
They
ever going to move them out of the top step?
Yeah, if they lose week 1, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to keep them as 0-1 in the number 1 spot if the Niners win handsomely
Okay.
in week 1. You know what I mean? It's going to fluctuate every week.
Yeah.
Like it
So it's just like a week by week thing.
It is, but like once we're at like week 2, week 1 bakes in. Week 3, week 1 and 2 bake in.
Right.
But like, you know what I mean? If the Chiefs go on a 3-game skid in December, they're not going to stay at number 1.
Okay.
Even if they start at 8-0, if they go on a 3-game skid, they're not staying there. So, but yeah, that's step by step. What are your thoughts? What are some absolute glaring issues that you have with this list? Glaring issue. What's your number one thing that you hate about this list? Who needs to go up? Who needs to go down?
Well, I mean, I kind of touched on it with the Lions and the Jets. I feel like that's definitely one that could switch. I think, you know, I can't. I mean, I like where you have the Eagles and the Texans. I really like. I don't have too many problems with this list, to be honest.
Mhm.
I mean, Green Bay. It's tough because there's not really. They could be in that on paper tier as well, but they have a lot more question marks than the teams in on paper, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Because I mean, we look at their team on paper.
Yeah.
They made some strides this off season.
And this isn't. You don't even have to focus on the name of the tier. It's just like if they should go up a tier. So like,
yeah, I mean, Green Bay probably could go up.
who
Dallas
would you bring
could
down?
probably
Dallas.
come down.
Yeah, Green Bay did beat Dallas in the playoffs, so I mean, I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah,
I just think Dallas is a more for sure thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think the narrative is going to shift this year though, because
I agree.
Like, I don't understand how like Cowboys fans can look at what they did this offseason and just be like, yeah, we're going to compete for the NFC East and we're going to be a Super Bowl team when the ghost of Zeke and Rico Dow are your running backs and you lost. Like, they lost more than they brought back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Chicago could potentially be a team through the season that moves up, and so can those two teams, or really three teams: Washington, Indy, Tennessee. Yeah. They could all move up throughout the year. Those are going to be some fun teams to watch. Do you really think any of the basement teams are going to be able to leave the basement?
The only one that I could see doing it, honestly, is Carolina. I just think the Broncos roster is too bad. The Patriots is too bad. And Daniel
the
Jones,
Giants could make it out of the basement, but I don't think they can get higher than that first step.
I just don't think they have enough on. Like, dude, their offense is going to be so bad. It's going to be awful.
Yeah. Like, their defense is going to be like in
their
the
offense
middle of okay to good.
Their defense could be top 10, and they'll still win 4 games. I just think Carolina's the best well-rounded team out of those 4. Bryce Young is in year 2. Let's also remember Daniel Jones is coming off a significant injury too. So like,
yeah, that's true. And Bryce, and to go back to the Panthers, Bryce Young is working with Dave Canales, who turned Baker Mayfield into a guy. So
yeah, like I could see Bryce Young and the Panthers having a solid year. And I think if any team were to drop down into the basement, it would be honestly
probably the Raiders.
Yep, Raiders. Mm-hmm. The other teams I just think are too young, too fun, too up on the rise to.
Yeah, maybe the Saints.
Yeah.
That's about it though.
Who knows?
The basement, it's gonna be pretty much the same customers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. If the fucking Raiders get absolutely blown out in week 1, like which one of those teams on the bottom tier has like a bad team that they're playing? Like, did the Panthers open up?
Bad matchup, you mean? Or?
Yeah, like did the Panthers open up with the Saints? Week 1. The Panthers are in New Orleans. If the Panthers go on the road and beat the piss out of New Orleans, the Panthers are coming out after week 1.
Oh man,
So-
you'll be out for 1 week and then
Yeah.
back to the basement you go.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I like this step-by-step thing. I think it'll be,
It'll be fun.
It'll tie in very well to our spread picks, which is our favorite and the best segment of the Day One podcast. I'm excited for us to get back to it, bro.
Me too. And I think
I beat you last year.
I'm just saying out here, I got a raise. So, like, pretty big raise from being promoted. So I'm thinking about actually hammering down on all our picks this year. Like, legitimately.
Good luck with that, bro. I don't
Dude,
care.
we went above 500. If I put $5 down on every single bet we took last year, I'm positive.
Oh, I mean, if you do them individually, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. We're never going to go.
Just throw down like a $1 one on every single one. Just
we're never
going to
go 16-0 in a week.
Yeah. Just for the YOLOs.
Yep.
Because I mean, there was a couple times where we got close to 16-0 last year.
Oh yeah, we've had like 14 in 3 weeks. I mean, 14 in 2 weeks and a 13 in 3 week.
Yeah. It's very possible.
Yeah. If not, I'll definitely be hammering our top 3 picks. So
Yeah.
our locks of the week.
The locks of the week.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's the best segment on this show.
Yeah.
It really is. That's how you know it's the season.
I'm gonna tell you what though, you're gonna hate coming on here to do step by step after an Eagles loss. In the basement, Philadelphia Eagles.
No. If we lose a week 1, you're gonna put us in the basement. I'm like, get me out of here, bro.
Oh my god, dude, that's funny shit.
Yeah.
The Olympics are happening soon.
Yeah. We're in qualifications right now.
Qualifiers, yep. I believe
Yeah.
USA is already qualified. If not, they will
Yeah.
be. USA
They beat the shit out of Nikola Jokic's nation.
Yeah.
He also won
Steph
a domestic
Curry.
dispute against Dylan Brooks in Canada.
Yep. Beat Australia too. Yep. Yeah, they had Steph Curry had a Curry flurry against Serbia. So they're 3-0. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't know about this team.
Why?
This team
Why?
is going to destroy everybody."
Bro, are you kidding me? LeBron, Steph, KD, Jason Tatum, Embiid,
Anthony Davis,
Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday. Bro, should I keep going?
yeah, Devin Booker.
Like, bro, come on.
Is Cat on the team? Who's on the team?
I don't think so. Is Paul George? Paul George isn't on the team.
USA basketball team 2024.
Kawhi Leonard was on the team for a little bit. Now he's not. Derek White's on the team. He replaced
Derek
Kawhi.
White's on the team. Halliburton,
Halliburton.
and and Bam Adebayo.
Who's beating that team, bro?
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Honestly,
You're
Steph,
listen. You're
KD
trotting out on international waters with the NBA All-Star lineup.
Yeah, dude.
Listen, I'm sorry for little Yugoslavia. You're getting your ass beat by 80, bro. It's not happening.
Yo, I don't know, dude. Patty Mills in a dream over there.
No.
Patty Mills in a dream.
I don't want to hear about him and Miles Teodosic. No, bro.
What are your thoughts on one, Kawhi joining USA just to leave, and then them replacing him with Derek White instead of Jaylen Brown?
I mean, congratulations on Kawhi getting his personalized Team USA jersey. Good for you, bro.
Bro's at the boardwalk. He's fucking.
Yeah, bro. He couldn't go out NBA shop like a normal person and buy the customized jersey. He had to go to Media Day to get it himself. He's like, all right, I'm good. But to replace him with Derek White, that's a bold move. I mean, you look at a guy who won Finals MVP in Jaylen Brown, who literally fits his size and hit like what role he would have been playing,
Yeah. I think
you
Jaylen
would have
Brown at this
thought that would
point
have been a no-brainer.
I think Jaylen Brown's better than Kawhi at this point.
Yeah, it would have been the no-brainer just to have him in like in the first place, but it's all political because Jaylen Brown is outspoken. That's why Kyrie Irving's not on the team. He's outspoken. So they want these guys to fall in line. So that's why he's not on the team. He should be on the team. He's one of the best players in the league. He just won Finals MVP.
One of the best players on the team. Like,
yeah. He would have been one of the best on the team. I mean, it's cool that Derek White's on the team. Honestly, they need a little bit more like depth at guard because I mean they're running a big lineup.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but like I don't know. In today's NBA, it doesn't really matter. Like,
no,
really, you want like the wing defense, the length, and the scoring. Jaylen Brown is all of that. So I did think he kind of got snubbed, but I do think it was kind of fucked up that Kawhi Leonard just bounced after like 3 days. Because imagine if, replace Derek White with Kawhi Leonard. We're thinking about like the 92 level of Team USA. Like, just pure star power. I
mean, it still is.
I know, but I mean, add Kawhi. Like, Derek White is like, it's like Christian Laettner. Cool, bro. Like, add.
Here's your free medal, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like Anthony Davis in 2012.
Oh my god, dude! I can't wait to watch this shit. LeBron and Steph on the same team is the only thing I give a fuck about, honestly.
Yeah,
we could.
It's a diehard NBA fans like dark fantasy.
Yeah,
and now we're gonna see it in real time.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god,
they already had a moment.
Yeah, I can't wait to give Giannis and Thanasis the absolute work, bro. Oh my god.
Hey, listen, we gave Jokic the work. Luka's next. Giannis is next.
Yo, I'm nervous to play France. Wemby and Rudy.
Yeah,
we're shooting tough. We're not shooting anything in 15 foot.
That's fine. Just let Curry go berserk, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But listen, we have an answer for everything.
Yeah, we do.
I don't understand why the media heads were up there talking about, I don't know about this team. I mean, it's going to be more of an ego thing than anything, which I get, but
there really aren't any ego guys on this team.
Yeah,
other than Ant.
yeah, Ant. Maybe LeBron.
Did you hear what Ant said like a week ago?
What?
He goes, I don't know what everybody's saying. I'm the number one option. Nothing changes for being on Minnesota. These motherfuckers got to play with me. He goes, dude, LeBron isn't shouting this. He's just like, I'm the number one option. I don't know what people are talking about. It's the same thing as Minnesota, he goes. These motherfuckers got to play around me. Anthony Edwards and
who I am, LeBron?
Anthony Edwards and a dream, bro. LeBron sitting in the corner while Anthony Edwards.
Bro thinks he's still in the movie, bro.
What was his name? Kermit or some shit?
I don't remember. It was him and Willie Hernan Gomez.
Yeah. Oh my god, this shit is so funny.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't understand why it. I mean, other than that, but that's funny. I mean, you're playing for the brand, Team USA.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna give a shit about egos. They all want to win the gold.
No,
and that's the reason why they're playing in the Olympics, bro.
Yeah,
that's why.
This doesn't affect your contract. So
no, it's for the love of the country, and obviously we are the best basketball country ever. And
yeah.
Everybody's closing the gap, but we got to let them know who runs shit around here, bro.
Dude, all right, let's be real. The top, Jokic, Giannis, and Luka are probably the best three players in the NBA. All right?
Yeah.
And everyone's saying, the international's taking over. Bring me the Slovenia team, bro, with Luka and fucking JJ Barea. Bring me fucking Giannis and Thanasis. I want that work so bad.
Oh man, bro's got like fucking LeBron against freaking Korkmaz or some shit. A mismatch.
Dude, they have no idea.
Such a
Give
mismatch.
me Patty Mills.
Yeah. 48-year-old Patty Mills, bro.
Dude's a different. He's a
stand a chance.
He's a different cat in the Olympics, though. Patty Mills is a dog.
Yeah, bro. Listen, I love Utah Watanabe. He don't stand a chance, bro. Oh my god.
Rui Hachimura leading Japan. I feel so bad for the team that's like competing for gold in the finals, dude. That's gonna be so demoralizing.
Yeah. Or one of these poor like small countries, like first time in the basketball qualifiers, it just has to play Team USA.
Fucking Croatia or some shit. Luck of the draw. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, that is brutal. I can't wait for the Olympics, bro.
Yeah.
And not just for this. I really, excuse me. I love watching the sprints, and I like the swimming and the diving and all that stuff. Beach volleyball,
curling. I'm a big curling guy, but that's the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
You're a big volleyball guy.
Yeah, volleyball.
Women's volleyball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Cool.
But no,
Good to know.
I'm interested to see 3v3 basketball.
Yeah, that's
Like,
an Olympic sport. I'm also
playing?
interested to see flag football when that's a sport.
Yeah, who's playing 3v3 basketball? Is USA in it?
I think so. I don't know who the team is though.
Matt, dude.
Can I join?
Can I, dude? Steph, me, and Embiid are winning the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, bro. I know flag football could potentially be an Olympic sport sometime. I don't know if you remember, I asked Slay on his podcast if he would join Team USA, and he said absolutely.
I remember that, yeah.
So listen, it's gonna be just like Team USA basketball when we roll up. Yeah, but worse, yeah, bro. When we roll up with Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Tom Brady comes out just to play all-time quarterback.
I don't think there's a single non-American quarterback in the NFL.
I couldn't tell you, bro.
Tommy DeVito is gonna be trying to beat the USA Avengers.
Italy, bro.
Tommy DeVito, and Ben DiNucci are gonna be trying to beat Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson.
I mean, there's some young players in the U20 world football that they beat the shit out of Team USA. You'll have to look it up.
Listen, I'm telling you, nobody's fucking with the NFL guys.
Nobody's fucking with the NFL players, bro.
We can run Alabama football down there.
Listen, bro, once we line up at the one, we bring Jalen out for the sneak, bro. It's a wrap. There's no bodies in the rest of the world.
Dude, we don't even have to send the NFL guys. We just got to send Alabama football. They can go down there and they're winning the whole thing.
Kirby Smart and Nick Saban, that's it.
Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, Quinn Ewers as our quarterback.
Yeah.
That's a dub. Yeah, but again, I'm excited about men's basketball. We're gonna kick ass. It's gonna be on super early in the morning, which kind of sucks. But I'm excited. And I'm actually gonna sit through the entire Olympics this year and watch it. I haven't in years past. I mean, last time the Olympics went on, I was 18. So
yeah. Yeah, bro, that was like almost 10 years ago. Because they didn't do one 2020 because of COVID.
Yeah.
It was the last USA team. Oh, bro, that was some moments. To DeAndre Jordan, DeMarcus Cousins.
2016, right? 2016.
Yeah, the Carmelo Anthony Linsanity run in Team USA.
Yeah.
You had to be there.
Yeah. Yo, Anthony Edwards might lose us this whole fucking thing, bro. He's going to shoot 24 shots a game. LeBron's going to be sitting in the corner like...
No. Listen. He shoots 24% in one game. LeBron's not letting him touch the ball anymore.
Dude,
not gonna happen, bro.
Anthony Edwards, dude.
Not on
LeBron James is going to be on some small 5'8" white point guard from Croatia, and Anthony Edwards is going to be on the center. Like, everybody, get the fuck out of my way! I'm taking these boys to town. Yeah. Oh my god, it's gonna be a movie. I love that we're mixing up the starting lineup too and trying to figure out what works. I love the idea of Drew Holiday being in the starting lineup with Steph. Yeah. It's just picking that 3 through 5 that's kind of difficult. We've seen AD start, Embiid start, Tatum, LeBron is the certified
Kerr said
starter.
He might have Embiid off the bench more.
Yeah, that's fine. He's from Cameroon, anyways.
Listen. Everybody made a stink out of it when Embiid did it, but, when Hakeem Olajuwon wanted to join Team USA, it was all hunky-dory. Everybody hates Philadelphia, bro. I'm telling you. They hate Philly athletes, bro.
Yo, that's crazy. That's a crazy take.
It's crazy, bro.
Bro's blaming it on the city.
Just because he wants to play for Team USA, let's not move the goalpost here, bro.
Let's not extend the bench one more seat so you can sit down. That's crazy. All right. Yeah. What else we got?
Well, I mean, I could touch on some NASCAR really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Pocono weekend, the racing itself was great.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on Saturday to the Xfinity race. It was actually a really good race, 90-lap race. You had your blend of cautions, good racing, green flag pit stops that, kind of determined the race, and some late race cautions and things like that. It turned out to be a really good race. Brought the misses. We had a good time. We got tickets for the Sunday race, which is the Cup race.
Yeah.
Which the race itself wasn't bad. Ryan Blaney won, which I actually did see. I didn't get to say hi to Ryan Blaney, but I saw him signing autographs Saturday. And I was just like, oh, cool. It's Ryan Blaney. Also walked past Ward Burton on our way out. Just like, bro was like right here.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. I was like, I know. Oh, shit, that's Ward. So that was cool. But, yeah, race was good, but everything else was a nightmare. I've never seen traffic for the NASCAR race like this in my entire life. And listen, I've been going for years.
Yeah.
Never have I ever sat in this much traffic. I didn't even get in to the track. I sat in track, and I listen for the viewers that don't know at home. I live about 10-ish minutes away from Pocono Raceway, so we decided to leave at like 1:00. Green flag's at 2:30. I'm like, okay, we'll get there. There'll probably be some traffic getting in. We'll get there, 1:30, 1:45. Have a little bit of time to walk around. No. We sat in the same spot for an hour and a half. crawling, up to the track. Then we get like literally almost to the entry gate. This is like 3.5 hours later. And the race is like halfway over at this point. I turned around. I went home.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, Pocono Raceway put out a statement, and they were like, they had a thunderstorm in the morning that kind of like screwed everything up because staff had to evacuate, and they weren't letting people in, and then they came back, and it was like a whole hour that they didn't let people in, and backed up traffic. It was a nightmare. But nobody knew until they put the statement out after the race because, we were all complaining about it on social media. So they put out a statement apologizing. You can go fill out a form, whatever. So, we'll see if I get my money back or free tickets next year. But one of the two is happening.
Yeah, bro.
I wasted like $200 just to sit in traffic for 4 hours to hear the race outside my window, but not be able to see it.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
You have more patience than I do. I would have seen the line, and I'm just giving.
Listen, I tried to tell my girlfriend. I was like,
I'm getting home in time to put it on TV.
we did. We got back home. I mean, it took us 10 minutes to get home, and we just, put the race on and watched the rest of it. We were just like, this sucks. So, yeah. Race was cool. Everything else about it was a disaster. So just figured I'd have to share that with y'all.
Nice. All right. Last thing to talk about. Mr. President, ex-president Donald Trump, former president. Inside job.
Listen, I don't want to get too in the weeds because I'm
not about if, buts, and maybes.
I am about that life. You want to call somebody a conspiracy theorist? Listen, we could have a dialogue, but
absolutely
to fill everybody in on said situation, and it was one of the most polarizing incidents probably in our recent history. Former President Donald Trump, the Republican nominee for the presidency, at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, which is out past Pittsburgh, over by the
our home state,
PA Ohio border, doing his rally, bringing the people together, and there was a shooter on one of the buildings outside of the security area, and shot the former president in the ear. But at the very last second, Donald Trump turned his head to where it just hit him in the ear, or else he would have got his brains blown out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's still okay. He went to the Republican National Convention.
He was golfing 24 hours later.
Yeah, he was golfing the next day. He made a joke about a putt. He said, difference between me and the shooter is I don't miss. I thought that was badass, but bro.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into my political views and shit because it's just not, it honestly doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your political views are on this, to be honest. This is fucking bullshit. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. You can't win elections by taking out your political opponents.
No, that's how you lose them, actually. That's how you lose. Especially if you miss. So, again, another polarizing figure has said this before, and I don't believe a lot of what this motherfucker says, but Andrew Tate once said, first they'll cancel you, then they'll jail you, and then they'll try to kill you.
Yeah. Alex Jones said the same thing, and he's another one that, everybody's written off as a conspiracy theorist, but a lot of things that he's said have been true about, some extracurricular government body outside of, the White House potentially running the show or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. There is absolutely no place in the world for any of that kind of stuff, especially a presidential candidate.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like,
what are we doing?
He's a little crazy. Not everyone likes him, but he's a father, he's a grandfather, he's a husband.
A man of God.
Like, let's be real. What are we doing?
Yeah. And I just think it's funny that literally all of the Democratic Party, including the president, said Donald Trump is a threat to democracy and he needs to be taken care of and he needs to be in the bullseye. Out of Joe Biden's mouth himself said that Trump needs to be put in the bullseye. Later denied it in an interview, but we heard what he said. Clips out there. So, it's raised a lot of questions, and he's gotten a lot of support from a lot of individuals. Obviously our prayers go out to former president, potentially future President Donald Trump.
Yeah. And not even just that. Our prayers go out to the entire country, whether you're Democrat, Republican, independent. It doesn't matter. Like, this shit's just fucking crazy, and it's just not. It's not something that we should have to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's almost impossible to stay away from politics anymore if you don't want to be involved in them.
Yeah.
Like,
You almost,
I don't even know what party represents what. I don't understand any of that shit, nor do I care, because I don't vote. I don't do any of that shit.
yeah.
But I still got to deal with this shit, and it's just stupid.
Yeah, you almost have to be informed about it, even if you don't like. Because I don't like politics, but
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that's going on is just not okay. So you have to be in the know somehow, like even a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a terrible situation. Luckily, he, by divine intervention, turned his head when he did, and
Yep.
all that happened was just graze on the ear.
Yeah. That
And then-
motherfucker's not losing now.
No, and then the moments after, probably one of the most iconic in American history, whether you want to, whatever side you're on, is a polarizing moment. How Secret Service tackles him, and then he gets up and pumps his fist to the crowd, chanting "fight" to his supporters.
Yeah.
Like that picture of him like holding up his fist, that's going to be in school textbooks in like
facts,
40,
dude.
50 years.
Yeah, that's going to be a moment that stands the test of time.
However this plays out, it's
like that's going to be the modern image of the painting of George Washington on the little boat crossing the river.
Yeah.
Same thing. The picture of us in that Japanese island putting down the flag, like the military. I forget what that photo's called.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be up there.
Or like, the Emancipation Proclamation with Abe Lincoln ending the Civil War and freeing slaves and yada, yada, yada. It's going to be one of those moments.
Yeah, for sure.
But we just pray for everybody's safety and that, no more violence, because there's no place for any kind of violence, especially trying to assassinate somebody.
Yeah, facts.
Like there's no place for it. And we have our own theories on why and how and what, but I mean, it's all out there. A lot of people are starting to wake up to what's going on, which is kind of refreshing as somebody that's known what's going on for a while.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, a lot of platforms were talking about it, so I figured we'd give our thoughts on it as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, whether it's sports or whatever, it was a big world event.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're glad he's okay.
Agreed.
And hey, government, stop the shit.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Listen, it's like assassinating your political opponents is not okay. This isn't Soviet Russia.
No, it's not. No. But yeah, I don't really have any more thoughts on it, but yeah, absolutely, prayers out.
Yeah, I'm glad that Trump's okay, and
same.
I just thought it was weird that like Secret Service knew the guy was there and didn't do anything about it. Yeah. They're just like they just waited till he shot to do something. Yeah,
apparently the guy that killed the shooter was like told not to shoot even after he was shooting. But he did anyways.
You have to.
Yeah, so I don't know how much I buy into it. It's all going to, like, we're never going to know the truth about it because nothing's ever, every news outlet's going to twist it to align with their political party. And, nothing's ever true anymore. So,
yeah, I mean, that night, for crying out loud, I think it was either CNN or one of the, like the left-leaning news outlets. They said Trump, how did they word it? It was something along the lines of like Trump rushed off stage after taking fall at rally.
Right?
Oh. Like, bro, what? he almost got assassinated, and he took a fall when Secret Service tackled the guy. like, what are we talking about?
I don't know. But
Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit, which is that's why this is not a political show. This is a sports show. Sports is a unifier.
Yep.
So we
It's the great unifier.
yes. So it's where we galvanize the troops in things that we like and that are positive, and that's what we try to do on this show, and that's what a lot of sports does for people. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
that's all I got.
Yeah. With that being said, you guys, this has been the Day One podcast. We really appreciate you guys listening. Sorry we've been away for so long. It's been the dog days. We've all been busy, but we're going to hit the ground running. Training camp starts up soon, so you're not going to miss an episode from us weekly. We will be back next week. Step by step, we'll be back. We'll be talking about the Olympics, USA basketball in more particular, all to come. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Whether you are on a boat, bus, or plane, you can get the Day One podcast content anywhere in the world. So go down to your local Sprint Mobile, pick you up one of them $70 phones you can pay cash for. Okay, load it up with minutes.
Yep.
And watch us on the bus ride to your fast food job. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, YouTube Premium has downloads. Just download all the videos
Absolutely.
and watch them
Yep.
offline. That's what I did.
Yeah, put them on a burner phone if you
on
have
my
to.
plane ride. That's what I did.
Yep.
You can do it too.
Yeah, get a second phone, use it as a burner, and just put nothing but the Day One podcast content on it.
Your Day One burner.
Yes. So, anyways, everybody, I'm Kyle. That's Anthony. See y'all later.
Peace.